guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another BOOKMAS video. I'm really enjoying doing this if you haven't been able to tell. Today we're not completely Christmas themed. We're actually going to be going over my 2025 reading goals and plans that I have set for myself. So it's just going to be a little sit and chat, nice chill video this time. I hope you guys enjoy, and I would love to know what some of your top reading priorities and goals of next year are also down in the comments below. Okay, so I have a list of 8 things that are kind of like I put together that I'm like prioritizing, and these are just like my written down, this is what I want list. So we're gonna get into those. All right, number 1 is to only buy top priority books this year. I have just been realizing that I just buy anything and everything half the time throughout the years. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I almost always buy secondhand, thrift find, like always super good. A lot of the books that I'm ending up giving away this year, none of them were over $5. Like almost all of them were under $5. There were a few, I think, that I got a little bit higher, but for the most part, I do really good at thrift shopping and everything, and that's good, but I'm just finding that I hadn't really thought to look much at content before, and I feel like that's just becoming all the more common to just have so much bad content in books nowadays than I remember. I do not remember seeing nearly so much like bad conflict in the books when I was reading throughout my teenage years. I just don't remember seeing that or reading that. And even going back and reading some of the books that I have read, I'm like, yeah, the stuff that I'm hearing about and that I'm seeing or that I'm now reading and yada yada, because I mean, some of these books I got like 7 years ago, who knows, but there wasn't as much content in it as there is now. So I want to be more intentional on what I'm buying. I want to be like more intentional on like, do I know this author? Have I read from this author? Do I know I like this author? Like, do I know what this author's content, you know, that they put into the books are? I just want to be more intentional on it and really cut down and only getting things that I'm pretty sure that I will like, or that I will at least be able to feel more comfortable gifting or giving away to somebody, instead of just like hiding them away into like, I don't know, little free libraries or whatever. But yeah, so that is my first one. My second one is continuing my book clubs. So I have 2 book clubs, and I'm actually the host for both of them because I'm a crazy person. I host them on Fable. They're not in person at all, which I would love to do that one day. But right now it's just Fable because military and we're always never near anybody. But so the first book club that I host is actually a women's Christian nonfiction book club, and we are going from what we did this year was 12 books, 1 a month, and I kept up with it pretty dang well, honestly, but there was maybe 1 or 2 months that I slouched a little bit, but I had other nonfiction, so it still filled my gap for 12 nonfictions throughout the year. And I don't know, I just felt like intentionality, some of the books that I wasn't as interested in, I just wasn't giving as much of like thought into it. So this year, and because everybody else couldn't always keep up, and it is a very like come and go type of thing, we've decided to go down to 6 books and to do like 1 book for every 2 months. So you get a different book every other month. So hopefully this will help everybody else to be able to have the time. Hopefully it'll help me to be able to be more intentional and really take in the knowledge a lot more. I know that there were some books that I really did, but I do know there was at least a couple that just didn't, you know, I didn't take in as much as I probably could have. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And then we're also switching because my other book club is just me and 2 of my besties, and this past year we did some of our favorite books to just have each other read some of our favorite books, and we've had fun with it, but we did miss, I think all of us have missed at least 2 months, so it was just kind of like scramble, and you know, sometimes stuff gets in the way and life gets in the way, so we decided to also go down to 6 books, 1 every other month. And I am really excited about this because instead of doing our favorite books every month, because I don't think we all have enough favorite books to do a whole nother year's worth, we are actually since there's 3 of us in the club, we're each having 2 picks, and one of the picks is a new release within the past 2 years, from like 2023 up to 2025, that we're going to be picking. So each of us gets to pick one of those. And then another one is a read from an author from another country. So we each get to pick one of those. So we're kind of like combining 2. So we're going to have like an author from another country one month, and then it'll be the new releases. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that. I want to keep up with it. I did miss, well, I don't know if I missed any of my 2 besties picks, because Josh picked one and we all missed Josh's. And I feel horrible about that, but I'm gonna have to read that for him sometime next year. And then I definitely missed one of my picks that I was gonna reread, but I don't know, I don't think I missed any others, but I'm pretty sure both of them missed 2 also. So yeah, this will just be easier, nicer for everybody. So I'm excited to continue those book clubs. I'm very excited that we're gonna keep going and everything. Number 3, this is a personal goal for me, to see if I can get my physical TBR down to 50 or less books by the end of 2025. So for those of you who don't know or who haven't been following along, and I haven't done a trimming the TBR in a little bit, but I have been trying really hard to get my TBR under 100 books this year. I am very, very close right now. I think I will manage, but then comes Christmas, and you know, who knows a book lover who hasn't gotten a book for Christmas? Come on, like, who knows a reader who doesn't get books? Like, so I'm pretty sure I'll get a few books. I don't know how much, but it'll probably go, because I doubt I'll get that far under 100. I think I'm like at 103 right now or something left. And I mean, I do have, you know, I have this month of BOOKMAS, and if I finish everything on my list, then that'll be 11 down. So I mean, I might be able to get 90-ish, around 90-ish, but I still think it might go right over 100 again. I'm kind of estimating to be anywhere from like 100 to like 115 at the most, hopefully, but we will see. I want to get 50 or under, because I just feel like it is very hard for me to enjoy my reading when I'm like so overwhelmed with how many books. And I feel like a lot of the books on my TBR right now too, I'm just not excited about anymore, which is why I started the Trimming with TBR series, which that has been helping me a lot get through it and has been helping my motivation. Along with that though is, I'm actually going to skip ahead because this goes along with it, is my overall reading goal for this year was 50 books, because I had never read 50. I'd always gotten right like below it. So it was 50 books. And because of doing BookTube and everything so consistently, I was like way ahead of my goal plan. So I moved it up to 100. I've already passed my goal for the year, guys. I think I'm at 104 books that I've read this year, which I'm just absolutely like insane, blown away, amazed by that. I don't know if I'll read that much next year for like several reasons. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit, but still higher than 50, since I know that like I can overachieve. Like I very clearly overachieved this year, but like I can clearly achieve that. I just need to set my mind to it, right? I needed to try. But this year, because my goal is to try to get my physical TBR under 50 books, or 50 books or under, my goal is going to be 75 books, because I think that should give me a good like buffer, even if it goes up a little bit, that I can still hit like both of those if I get 75 books read. So that is my overall how many books I want to read. I know some people don't do that for their reading goals and challenges and stuff, but I personally just love it. I love having a goal. I'm a very like goal-oriented and organized person, and I love having that to go to and strive towards. So that is personally what I'm going to be doing. You don't have to do that, but I am going to be doing a typical, yeah. So the next one is I want to keep up with my reading journal better. I have really been slacking. Like I think I did really well probably like for the first half of the year. Maybe like June or July, I started to slack a little bit, and then August came, and for those who don't know, I lost my dad in August, and I looked at my reading journal last night actually, and I was like going through it some, and I was just like, I haven't touched this thing since August. I haven't updated anything since August, and it was painful. Yeah, so I'm still not done updating it. So I just want to do better at keeping up with it. Like after every book, I feel like I'm always so like, I want to go to the next book, but I want to do better at taking the time after I read a book to actually like fill in my reading journal. And I want to also always write like a small review / note for it. Even if that's just in my own personal things and it's not on, you know, Goodreads or Fable or whatever. I want to always have that for myself because it really helps me remember my thoughts about the book and what the book's about when I just write a few things down about it, even if it's not super concise. I do want to get better with my reviews and my writing and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to get better at and trying to be more intentional about writing down a little review after reading a book. So, but number 5 is I want to make my 25 of 2025, which I debated about doing this, but I've never done it and I really want to do it. So my goal is to make my 25 of 2025 out from my physical TBR, only allowing 5 books, 5 of those books. So there'd have to be 20 on my physical TBR and 5 that are not on my physical TBR. Now I don't have to use all those 5. I could, you know, only do 1 or 2, but I wanted to like keep myself motivated enough that if I don't have something or I'm excited about something, I could still have it on there and going towards that goal. So that's what I'm going to do for that. That was kind of like my compromise. We'll see. This will be my first year doing my 25 of 2025, and that video will come later once I get that done. But for right now, yeah, that's kind of what I'm workshopping with. All right, and then we did number 6. Number 7 and number 8 kind of go together. They're just a certain type of books that I want to read. So number 7 is I want to read at least 6 Christian nonfiction. Basically, I just want to stick with my book club, and I want to make sure I read all those books. If I read more, great, but I want to read at least 6 Christian nonfiction next year. Along with, I want to read 6 classics. I have been slacking on the classics because they take me longer to read, guys, to where I have not read a lot of classics this year, and I was kind of like, because sometimes I hate classics. There are a couple classics that I loathe and despise. Don't get me wrong. But there are also a lot of classics that are my absolute favorite books and that I like always think, oh, I want to reread it. I want to reread it. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have quite a few classics on my shelf. One of these could be my new favorite book. And I've hardly picked any up this year. So I want to make it a goal to read at least 6 because I'm not even sure if I've read at least 6 this year. I'm trying to think now about it. I know I read The Great Gatsby this year. That's like the one classic that is coming to my mind. And I can't even like... Did I read anything? Okay, I did read Anne of Avonlea, which was a 5-star. It was my first 5-star of the year, actually, I think. So I'm looking up at my shelf, just, you know. If you're bothered, then you're bothered. I read, okay, this is down on my classic, on my, not my classics, oh my gosh. I can talk. This is down on my favorite shelf downstairs. If you look at my bookshelf and you're like, she always talks about this book, but where is it on her shelf? I have a whole shelf downstairs where I keep all my favorites together. So, yeah. But The Count of Monte Cristo, I read in January and February of this year. So, and that is another one of like my favorites. I loved it. Like it took me so long to read, but I loved it. I adored it. And so, oh, and I just finished The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, but I just read that. So that is only 4 books. That is only 4 classics that I've read this year. And I will be reading A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. So that will bring me up to 5, but that will like end me in the year. And I haven't even read 6 books. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about A Christmas Carol. I can't imagine not liking it, but Anne of Green Gables and Count of Monte Cristo, 2 of my all-time favorites. I didn't care for The Great Gatsby, and The Invisible Man was okay. It wasn't bad. I liked it, but it was better than Gatsby. So, like, half of those were amazing, and I loved them. So I want to do better at intentionally reading classics. Even if I just, I read one classic over a 2-month period, to make sure I get 6. I don't care. Like, I need to stop trying to be like, I need to read so many books that I have to be so fast and I can't pick up the books that are not going to be fast to read. I have a problem with that because I like feeling accomplished and reading a lot of books and being a fast reader. So yeah, but yes. Okay, so those are the 8 goals of 2025 for me personally. I don't have any other particular goals of like, I want to read more of this or more of that or yada yada. I want to expand my taste. Honestly, guys, if you've been here a while and see my shelves, I read a pretty wide stinking variety of books. I've got romance, classics, sci-fi, fantasy, dystopian, mystery, thrillers. I've even done horror. Mangas and graphic novels, middle grade, like, yeah. So I don't know. This is not something that I wrote down, but this is just something that like I've been thinking more about. I am like wanting to check out more young reader children's books, like early reader editions. I don't know what they're exactly called, but like elementary style, because my daughter will be at that age and, you know, we'll probably learn to read within the next year or two, because she is starting, you know, started preschool this fall with her. And so I am wanting to like check out a little bit lower than middle grade for some stuff. And I do just like, I am just thinking ahead and wanting to check out more like just good content for her in general. So just, you know, if you see me reviewing more kiddie children's or elementary book, then, you know, I have daughters, so I might be drawn and go through a little bit more stuff. So I have been picking up a few things to kind of like use side by side with her curriculum that are like above her grade level, but she's a very smart kid and she loves it and I love it. So we just kind of, with reading stuff, we do above her grade level because she doesn't read herself yet. So yeah, so I'll probably be showing stuff like that too. But yeah, that's not like an official goal or anything. That's just, I'm a mom and this is where my reading will be taking me in the next few years. So I will be having that stuff mixed in. All right, guys, so that is all. I don't think I missed or skipped anything. Guys, I love this little snowman right here. Just say hi to the little snowman. I should give the snowman a name. I don't know. Let me know. What would you name this? Here, let me bring him up close for you. What would you name this little snowman? I also don't know, like, if this is like a girl or a boy. I feel like this one should be a girl because I did these and I had green scarves and blue scarves, and then I had pink and yellow scarves. So I feel like the green and blue were probably what I was thinking for like boy. And then I guess like yellow and pink for the girl. So yeah, comment down below and maybe I'll pick the best name and name my snowman what you comment. I don't know. Is that fun? I love this little guy. He's so squishy. I need to make more of these. My dear goodness. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. I'm going to put my snowman away. It's so nice though seeing like your handmade like items as like decoration. It's really nice. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and your week. I know that you are probably getting very much excited and ready for Christmas. Let me know down in the comments what have you been doing this week, Christmas activities related. I'd love to hear about it. And I hope you will have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!